You see, this one will probably come to you and be like random, but at the same time, it's not random. It's resonation. Like, do you see it now? They're attacking you. It's not just, a spiritual or physical type of attack. This is strategic. This is all mental, all subconscious, and all DNA. Like, it's Akashic Records coming back to kick us in the ass. It's like, yo, so you got Mr. Donald Trump talking about, how we as Americans, we seem to want to keep poking at racism. We poke at racism and we blame and base America's, upbringing on racism and why it's so bad. It wants to be known as a country that's built on slavery. Nobody. Everything amazing in the world, yet you have tyranny and blood all on your sleeves. Community of people that's lost and searching for themselves, within all of that. Then the main thing you have to, basically face is the fact that your economy and your country and everything that it's about is built on slavery. Like, just slavery. Just the word slavery itself lets you know everything, the horrors that took place, the trauma that's embedded into the American subconscious and the psyche of us. That's why we're like so borderline edgy, forgive me for lack of better words, crazy as fuck in America. Just crazy. And at the same time, we are trying to change that. Like, we're trying to make life better for us. Not necessarily, it's like make America great again. It's not like throwing us back into slavery. It should never be thought about it like that. Make America great again should be coming through this and being better than what we were yesterday before we addressed everything. Because the only way to get past the things that keep you back or to address them right then at this moment. This is our time. Like, it's an attack on all Americans. All 7th and 6th and 8th generations. We're about to come into this pain for the first generations, the ones who established our country, the first generational crimes. Your grandparents and great-great-grandparents. We're about to pay for that. You got certain sects in Africa that have given up, or have not necessarily given up, but have expressed their extreme, apologies and condolences and, everything in the matter that took place with slavery in America. You have those ones who reach out and they say, look, we want to make it right. You got France and you got London. You got England, you got certain tribes in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria. They reach out and they want to apologize to what took place in America, specifically Black America. They want to apologize to us. And at this point, I'm not going to lie, it almost seems lost. It almost seems like all hope is lost. All hope. And from what I see, it programmed a lot of enough to make a person hate themselves for ages. You hate yourself for being weak. If you're Black, you hate yourself for being so submissive to these people and letting people put your tribe through that, And if you're white, you're going through the resentment for actually hearing about your people being capable of that type of, mass desecration, annihilation of a species, of their own fellow man, You got to look at it like this. You would have had to been present, and you can only imagine and put yourself into the feeling aspect of what slaves back then went through. And though this is a form of modern day slavery, with us having the choice to work and be addicted to a system that just seems to want to pull us down or keep us trapped in a rut or a circle, while we sit here and dream about forming our own community that's an even freer nation than the one we have now. Mind you, freedom does always come at a cost. It has to be fought for. For some reason, this freedom has to always be fought for, and you always have to speak up and stand out to keep it. Stand up and speak your voice about your freedom in order to keep it, because if you don't, then they'll take it, And furthermore, some of us were technically supposed to be programmed with a worship gene, yet it was a fail-safe on that worship gene called enlightenment and knowing. And once you have that self-enlightenment, it makes you harder to control. It's like telling somebody to go do something, but they have the knowledge of what you're telling, and their rebuttal is, well, why don't you do it? and you might be like, because I told you to do it, but they're telling you, well, shit, you're well capable of doing it yourself, so why can't you do it? And therein we have a whole issue. You got a moment right now where a person is like, I'm not going to let you tell me what to do. Mind you, in these days and age, that person might tell you to do something and it is pertaining to your job. So you technically want to do whatever they're telling you to do if it's pertaining to your job. We all have our, position to play in this whole thing. We all have our roles to play when it comes to the establishment and the ongoing debates and the running of this country. I am not a politician. I'm not a person I feel like you should not go off of everything I say when it comes to like even spiritual enlightenment or politics or even business. Don't listen to me. I'm just a regular guy who was raised in America, preferably call myself American, seeing the injustices and growing up in a level of it, just letting everybody know, like, because it's all different levels. It's so many different levels. Like, I didn't partake in slavery. There is no physical whips on my back besides the, whips of discipline that came with life and growing and maturing in life. And now you can't put your hands on kids. Now, mind you, I want to bring everybody's attention to this. Like, you have people in control that commit heinous acts that we all should be appalled over. We all should feel some type of way about kids being snatched up and, us not knowing what's going on and allowing it to happen if you do know what's going on. We all should feel some type of way about any man or woman that gets, picked up or goes missing, and we all know that it's unjust reasons. And if you know what's going on and you don't say anything, you're just as accountable for it. You're just as guilty. So we have a system that distracts you from the obvious things, like versus us worrying about the real issues in life. We're worried about like what outfit Katy Perry wore to the awards, or what's going on in social media today, content creators that pass, new content creators, the new music, NBA YoungBoy coming home, different distractions, Diddy being locked up. It's all sorts of things going on. Aliens are coming, asteroids passing by, and we don't talk about the hard-hitting issues of this self-taught, self-programmed hatred towards our own people. We seem to want to go away from it, and then when we do address it, we justify it. We like find some validation to be like, oh well, this is just the way things are, or no one can change it if you can't help it. You just be a part of it, or when are you actually going to stand up and say enough is enough? We just refuse to not let this continue to happen, and we're going to do everything and anything that we can do to change the outcome of tomorrow's verdict. Man, I'm just an R&B soul artist. I sing, I make music, a guy who aspires to live his dreams. That's mainly what I do. I manifest according to that. Is it a perfect manifestation every time? No. Or is it? Is it not the way that you wanted it to go? Nobody ever said it'd be easy. And when things are easy or just too simple, it's always more to it. And it's more than likely doing more damage than it is fixing or helping anything. It's just too easy. You ever heard the sentiment, too good to be true? It's just too good to be true. It's like, yo, I promise and I guarantee you, while you're watching this hand, you don't even know what I'm doing with my other hand. I could be holding the camera. I could be picking somebody's nose. I could be writing papers. I could be flicking you off. You don't know. All you know is you see this hand moving. And that's just exactly what the government is doing to us all. They're moving hands behind the camera and not telling you what that hand is doing while showing you what's in front of the camera. It just is what it is. And yeah, I'm with that group of people that say, well, you can't do anything about it. Or can you? Just thinking about it. Just thinking about a level of change is doing something about it. You want change, and you want, a better system of politicians. You want, the truth to be out there. You want a better level of freedom. We're going into a silver age rather than a golden age, and the silver age is a high technological age. It's a high-tech age where we work to embrace the technology that can help make tomorrow better and better preserve mankind, help us do what we're already doing a little better. You feel me? creating more ways of defending ourselves, more ways of judging the situations and making the justifiable decision based on that. Now, look, as humans, we can take advantage of all of this and turn it into some miscontorted way of using power and throw one race into slavery with it and throw the other race into like a conviction of power with it. Like, that's our problem now, is the 1% of people that actually control the country or control the entire world, while pointing their fingers at the 1% of the people that they want to persecute. Hey, I'm just saying something about the system, man. You know, it ain't what you think it is. But I do think, you know, my personal opinion is to let it all go. Let it go. Worry about new relationships and worry about strengthening the relationships that we formed into this moment, this point. Yeah, slavery is something that's terrible. It's something that we got to look back on. But guess what? It's done. What's done is done. We can't change the past. We can tell stories and make it seem like what it ain't, but it's always going to be what it is. You know, you got a group of white folks and different individuals under them white folks that owned a group of black folks and individuals next to those black folks. Don't get me wrong, because they had Irish slaves and Italian slaves. I know there's Asian slaves helping with the gold drive. I know about all of this. I've researched all of this. I've had the Most High bring all of this to me and put it on the table and be like, look what has happened from the dawn of your species, the dawn of mankind, the wars. Look, I've even heard the stories of things that were erased from most of you, your memory, when you remember and you realize, oh, yo, this really happened. Like, oh, and they lied about it. They tried to lie and tell me it was this way. You can be upset, but the person that you should really be mad at and you should get over it, though, is yourself for allowing yourself to go for it. It's like, yo, you watch a movie or you read a book and you just believe that the movie and the book is for real, and you forget that reality is reality, the base form of reality. The reason why we're trying to be like, oh, this isn't base reality, is because we keep creating more realities. We keep creating more and more simulations within this with each lie or each cover up we do. Now, you got my opinion, release the letters. I'm not here to expose anybody. I just feel like us as people, all collectively, we deserve to know what we deserve to need to know to be able to make the right choices and decisions. Like, if you knew one of these politicians were in a smuggling ring that was sex trafficking kids, would you actually continue to vote for these people? Would you? I'm just saying, if you knew these people were putting poisons in your food at this moment, would you actually continue to vote for these people? You gonna vote for a system that's voluntarily killing you? Like, it's just stuff that be on my mind. It'd be like, yo, is this really going on? Like, if you knew this guy was a mass murderer, would you still like promote him or vote for him as a president? Would you be like, yeah, this is the guy I want as a president? Boom. More secrets than freaking Area 51. This guy has more secrets than Area 51. Vote for him. Let him in. It's wrong with us. It's like we want drama. It's like we crave drama when we really don't. We want peace. We want serenity. We want prosperity. We want freedom for all. Like that equality dream that we got, we want that for every individual soul. You want to be able to be the president of yourself, and then we come together and make even greater choices to be even greater people. Like, but in order to do this, we have to address all of that. Like, I don't hate none of my people. I love y'all. I love all people. But I hate the actions we take. Even myself. Sometimes I do dumb shit. I do dumb things. I'm responsible for saying, take accountability. Sometimes I do and say the dumbest things. I know this. I never was the smartest person. Even if you're a genius, doesn't mean you're the smartest person on the world. It just means you're a genius in certain fields. He's a genius when it comes to music, or a genius when it comes to science. But this guy has no street smarts, or this guy has no book smarts, or he's just mathematically unable to do it, or he just can't spell worth for anything. Yo, she's smart as shit, but she got that leg that's just stuck. One of her legs is shorter than the other one, and you like, yeah, okay, don't judge the vessel, judge the actions of the vessel. It's that simple. And even then, don't judge the actions without judging the actions or the motive behind the actions. It's like, you know, if that person pushed you off of the freaking rail and you went into the bushes, But then the train came by and ran over the spot that you was about to be standing in. But you sitting up here yelling like, "But you pushed me. Why did you push me?" And they like, "Well, look, I just technically saved your life, and I ain't even mean to do it. Something just said push you." Sometimes it's the verdict behind the actions. Like whatever told them to push you was telling them to save their life. If both of you lived through it. Now, mind you, if you died, then damn, that's crazy. That person is a murderer, and we need to do something about it. Look, listen, you guys. Stay up, man. I'm wishing y'all positive energy, man. Positive freaking energy. You know, you can't get back. You can't take back the words you never said. And, you know, you can't get back time that you put in that, you know, you think you're going to be able to buy back. But you really can't. You can't. You can't buy back none of this time. So you can get rich as you want. I'm trying to get rich, but it ain't to buy back time. I'm going to be real with y'all. It's just to buy a car and a house and some land and create a legacy that lasts forever. Y'all stay up, man. Shop at my website. Shop at my website.